And then we're going to add another one and do the same thing. So the first time it's probably get a little bit frustrating for you to do that first cage, but after that it will be really easy. So now you have 4. You need 4 to make that first cage. You have that bottom ring that's going to hold your bottom section close so your bead doesn't slip through. You got 2 on this way, and then you got 2 on that way. So now we are going to capture our first bead, and this is how you're going to do it. You're going to grab the bottom. You're going to open up your rings like that. See, I'll do it again. Just grab the bottom where that little jump ring is. Hold it kind of tight. And then just open up your jump rings. Like that. Okay? And you add your bead. This is an 8mm rondelle. So then that's it actually sat really nice. I didn't have to pull the other ones out of the way. Like sometimes it might get stuck. So if it got stuck for you, let's say sometimes what happens when you do this bottom ring, it's sitting where it's supposed to right now. Sometimes this right ring here will sit more towards the bottom and your bead won't sit right. So you're going to have to pull on your jump ring like this to get it out of the way. But it happened to just sit just where it needs to be right now. So we're good. But if you run into that in the first time, just pull on it. Pull on your, get your little round nose and just pull on it to get it up there where you need it to be so that you're able to close it. If it can do this, close all the way, then you're good. So now get your other jump ring and then you put it through that way. See? So we captured our first bead. Okay? I can't find my other flat nose, but I do suggest using the flat nose because the flat nose will not give you nicks and scratches on your jump rings, and I hate it when you're doing this and twisting that you might get some nicks and scratches on your rings, and I hate to see that. And I use 2 flat nose, but I can't find the other one. Surprise, surprise. Okay, so you get another jump ring, and you do the same thing. You put it through those 2 jump rings that you've made your first connection with, like that. So this is what you should have right now. Your first beaded, your first capture, your first cage there, like that. And then you have 2 on. We're going to do another 2, and we're going to put them in this way. If you guys have any questions, please let me know. Thank you for the sprinkle. Okay. So now we're just going to go in the opposite direction. And then we close our jump ring. Welcome back, Gray Rose. And that's what you should have. We're going to add 1 more. So we need 4 to complete 1 cage. So we need 1 more. Like that. So now we have 4 on, and now we can make our second cage. We got 2 going this way and 2 the opposite. So my thumbs are big. Oh, don't worry, honey. Your thumbs are big, so I use this little tool, the round nose, just to open them up. One down, 1 up, and then you're going to open the ones like that. You can use your little tool, and then you're going to add your bead. Once you add your bead, let me see. See, this is closing up really nice. I still haven't ran into that problem where sometimes this jump ring will sit higher and it's like stuck, and I have to do this. I have to take my round nose pliers and pull it out of the way. So if you happen to run into that, that's what you can do. But it's sitting really nicely for me. Okay, so now we're going to capture our second bead. And by doing that, we're going to get another jump. That's why it's easier if you have these open before you do your project, because it just saves you a lot of time if you're doing it one by one as we go. And then you just close. There's another one. We're going to add one more. So we just captured our second bead. So we get another one. Thank you for the heart puffs. Thank you, thank you. Like that. And then we close that one. And this is where you should be. Is anybody doing it with me? Am I going too fast? See how that bottom jump ring helps enclose that first section and your bead won't slip through? That's why you need a smaller jump ring at the bottom. Okay, so now we have our 2 on. We captured our second bead. We have our 2. Show the host some love. Oh, thank you, sweetie. Thank you, thank you. Oh, I just saw another Maricruz join. I rarely see that name on here. Then we're going to do another one and just go through. And then we close our jump ring. Hi, Gwen. We close our jump ring. And we add one more. How are you, my dear? So now we have 4 jump rings on. Like that. You got your 2 this way and your 2 that way. Now just grab it like here, nice and tight. Get your round nose. If you can do it with your finger, I did the wrong ring, so I'm trying to find the right. Oh gosh, honey, I'm sorry. My fingers are sometimes too big, to get them open, and you're struggling. So just use your round nose to put this one up, down, I should say. This one is up. And then you get these 2 in the middle, and you just open them up like that a little bit. Add your bead. And then we are going to add our jump rings. So here it's sitting okay, but I can still pull it a little bit more. See how it's not closing all the way at the top? Watch me do this. Pull it out a little bit. And then do the same thing with the other one. I'm pulling it out. And now I'm going to be able to close it. Again, it's not sitting well. There we go. Now you can see how it's closed up a little bit more. Okay. Get your jump ring. Run it through. Like that, and then you close. Use your tools, don't use your fingers. And that one wasn't closed away, so I'm opening it again, and now it has a nice seal there. It's touching each other, and it's flush to the other jump ring. All right. Now we add one more. By doing that, we just captured our 3rd bead. Add one more. And you close that jump ring. Okay. Now we have 2. Okay. Now we add 2 the opposite direction. And then we just close it up. Hello, heartbeats. Like that. And we add one more. Good morning. And then we just close that up like that. Now we have 4 beads. We have 2 going this direction, and we have 2 going that direction. Grab it from right here, and then let's just open. I use my tools, just easier. I go up, this one's down, and then just open up like that. Open sesame. You put in your bead. Okay, this is a perfect example of what I've been trying to show you because they've been falling really nice. See how this jump ring is not up here above this one? this is where you would just get your little tool, your little round nose, grab it, put your finger up here so your bead doesn't fall out, and pull. That's going to get it out of the way. Do the same thing with the other side, and now you'll be able to close it. Okay? See? So when that happens, that's what you can do. Again, just like that. We just captured our 4th bead. Thank you for connecting with me. Good morning. What size beads? I'm using 8 mm, but they are the rondelle. Okay. Thank you for connecting with me. Appreciate that. So we're going to add one more jump ring. You don't have the right size, honey? What size do you have? Tell me what size is your jump ring, and I'll tell you what size beads you could have, because you could still make them if you have the right size beads. You don't have to exactly do 10. But I'm videoing and recording. What size beads do you have? I mean, jump rings do you have? So now we're going to take another jump ring, and we're just going to go in the opposite direction with it and go in this way, like that. Size 3? Jump ring? 3 size? 3 size, 3 mm? And then just close that up. 3 mm is tiny. No, 3 mm is tiny. This bottom one here is, I believe, is a 5 or a 4. I don't know. That just sounds 3. Does it say 3 mm on the package? Thank you for the follow. So I have those two going that direction. I'm going to add one more at the top going in this direction, so that we have 4 rings to make our cage. Yeah, that's really small, honey. Did you just place it the order wrong? My coffee's gonna get cold. So now that we have our 4 on, maybe you could put a picture, send a picture to Discord. We have our 4 on. We're going this way. Now we grab it from right here, nice and tight. And then I'm going to put this one down. That one's up there. Now I'm just going to open up the cage, put in my bead, and then close. And let me see how that's sitting. Again, perfect example. This is what I've been wanting to show you guys in case you guys get stuck and you can't. See how this jump ring is not sitting on top of here, where this is where it should be. Grab it, grab your tool, your round nose, and just pull. Pull it out of the way. Do the same thing with the other side. Good morning from California, Sylvie. Morning, morning. And then, and it still didn't go. See how it's still sitting? So do it again. There we go. And now I can close it. Okay? So let's put our jump ring in. Like that. Now we close that and we just captured our what? 1, 2, 3, 4, our 5th bead. Like that. Make sure it's nice and flush. There's no opening. And there we go. We're going to add another jump ring up here. Like that. And just close that jump ring. Like that. You have 2 on. Now we're going to do another 2. In the opposite direction. Okay. Okay, you did? Okay, I'll look at it and I'll let you know. Like that. Another one on. We got one more that we need to put on. Close that jump ring up. Like that. Nice and closed. Make sure it's closed all the way. There's no gap or anything. And now we have our 4 jump rings on to make that cage, so that we can capture the bead. Again, hold it nice and tight right there. Just use your tools. That one's up, that one's down, and just do this. Get it, helps you get it open. Like that. Set your bead. Good morning, Veronica. How are you, my dear? Put your bead in there. We are making the captured beaded chainmail. And again, see how it's not it's sitting inside when these rings need to be sitting on top of this bottom ring. How are you today, honey? Okay, so just get your tool. I'm going to put my finger up here so that bead doesn't fall, slip out, and pull. See how I pulled it out of the way? I'm going to do the same thing with the other side. I'm going to pull on it. There we go. Now it'll close perfectly. See? It'll close perfectly. So just grab another jump ring and just run it through those 2 to close it. And we just captured another bead. There we go. Thank you for connecting with me, Sylvie. See? Is anybody making it with me? Am I going too fast? Let me know. I want to know if anybody's making it with me. So we add another jump ring. I'm doing better after recovering from a shock. Muchacha. And then we close it like that. Oh my God, you're funny, girl. So we got 2 on. Now we're going to do another 2. I thought you were going to say something else. I'm like, what happened? You're sick? And then we do this. What size beads? This is an 8 mm rondelle and 10 mm jump rings. I'm starting to, what do I have? Do I have some jump rings? I have to look at, I think I have jump rings and hooks, earring hooks. I have to look through my box. I haven't gone, but I will be. All supplies, even the tools. I'm going to be getting the tools in here pretty soon too. Okay, so we have our 4 on. I do have some jump rings. You guys got some. I can't remember. I don't know what sizes I have right now, but I do have some, and they're really good quality because they are copper material, gold and silver plated. So you got your 4 on. Now we just take our thumb and hold it right here, nice and tight. And then you get this one at the top and you kind of just bring it down like that. That one's up there. Take your little tool. And I'm sorry that it gets blurry, but it's just the way it is with this darn phone. You open it up, grab your bead, set your bead in there. And there again, it's not sitting right. This ring should be sitting on top of this ring. Grab your little tool, your little round nose, and just pull it out of the way. Do the same thing with the other one. This one might come back down. Just work with it. And then this might actually be a bigger bead mixed in there because it's not wanting to close at all. So could it be a bigger bead? I think, oh yes, it's a round one. See, this was a disco. That's why it's not closing. See, it was mixed in there. This is like a disco. And I'm using the rondelle right now. Oh, darn it, there's a bunch of mixed strings in here. Not yet, sweetheart. I'm trying, doing my best. Right now it's really hard with time-wise, but I am going to be posting them on my Bookface. Here is, again, a perfect example. So if you're not following me on my Bookface, send me a message and I'll give you the info. This jump ring here needs to sit on top of this one right there. So just pull it, and then do the same thing on the other side. That. Like that. Okay. Making sure it's the right size bead. No. It works with the round. Here are some round beads. And this is 6mm beads. So no, it doesn't only work with, this is round right here. So no, you just have to play with the size of your jump rings and your size of your beads. This one is, there we go. So I was gonna say, this one's like getting really tight fit there, but no, there we go. Welcome in, Desert Rose. Okay. Do the same thing. We are going to capture that bead now. So we're going to put that jump ring through. And now we are going to close it up. How are you? 10mm jump ring. What size jump rings and beads are you using? Right now for this specific one, I'm using 10mm for the jump rings. And I'm using 8mm rondelle glass beads right now. I'm having a little trouble because that bottom bead is not sitting right. So I'm going to take that out because it's sitting, see how it's sitting up, the rondelle? It's sitting up and not kind of down like these are. Usually it adjusts on its own. But if it didn't sit right, just go back and readjust how that bead is sitting. Which should be like this. Because it was really tight. There we go. See? There we go. That's how I like it. And it's not hard to do if that happens. Just go back and readjust it. There we go. It's nice and closed. Nice and flush. We need one more. So we just captured another bead. Like that. And there we are. And we just captured another bead. Not captured another bead, we just closed another jump ring up real nice. So now we have our two on that way. Now we're going to do a two this way on the opposite direction. If you have any questions, please let me know. There we go. We have one more. Now we have 4 beads to make our cage. Hi Silk. Welcome in, Monique. So we have our 4. Just grab it from the base. Use your tool to open them up and down, and then we just open the center. I'm doing good, honey. How are you? And if you're using the rondelles, just try and sit it down like that. It will adjust itself. If it doesn't, do what I just did earlier. Again, see how it's not sitting correctly? This jump ring needs to be sitting on top of this one over here. That's good, sweetie. And just pull on both sides. And now it's going to close perfectly. See? Let me take another sip of my coffee before it gets too cold. I need to drink my coffee piping hot, and it's not. Yuck. Okay. And just take your jump ring, run them through those 2 jump rings, and then close it. And now we have captured another bead. Like that. Okay. Add another jump ring. Like that. You have 2 on now. Okay. Now we're going to add another 2 the opposite direction. There's 1. And then 2, 1 more. Like that. Like that. Okay. Okay, we open that up, add our bead. Let me see, this one's doing good up there where it should be. This one is not. This should be on the opposite side. So just grab your tool, put your finger at the top so your bead doesn't fall out, and then just pull on that. And now it will close nicely. See, it will close absolutely all the way. So grab your jump ring. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. Thank you for the connecting with me. What is it? Honeybee Teas. Thank you. And there we go. We just captured another bead. See? Thank you, Christabel, for connecting with me. We need 1 more. 1 more. I appreciate that. Thank you. And then just close that up like that. Now we're going to do the opposite. Go in the opposite direction with those. Close your jump ring. Then another one. So we need 4 to make a cage, of course. So now we have our 4. We have 2 going that way and 2 the opposite direction, like that. Grab it right here, nice and tight. Take your little round nose. This is for 6 mm beads. No, this is actually a 8 mm rondelle. I didn't have the other size jump rings, so I grabbed the 10 mm, and I'm using 8 mm rondelle. So if you were doing the other size, you would use 8 mm and then a 6 mm bead. Like this, and then you just... But also, honey, just remember that if the gauge is different, I have 2 size MMs. One gauge is thinner than the other, but they're both MMs. So just You have to play with the size of the jump ring and the beads that will work. So sometimes you might need to use a different size bead. So now I'm just going to use these to spread that down, up and then up, up and then down. And now just open up the jump ring like that from the center with the tool. Add your bead. Let's see how it's sitting. They're both this time are sitting inside when they both should be sitting. I'm sorry guys, I apologize. My hands are so awful looking. I do say, I know I say that all the time, and I know it's because of my other business and what I do with the succulents and the glue gun that burns my skin off and then leaves these terrible patches that don't heal. It takes forever to heal. Anyways, back to this. Now we have another, once we put in that jump ring at the top, we will have another captured bead. Okay, grab your jump ring. I just feel so self-conscious because it looks so awful. The camera like magnifies it 100 times and it looks more awful than it is. There we go. Then we just close it. Make sure it's closed all the way. There isn't any gaps in your jump ring. We just captured another bead. Very flexible, see? Just captured another bead. Let's do another jump ring. Like that. Make sure it's nice and closed. There's no gaps. Now we're going to do another 2 jump rings going in this direction, in the opposite direction. We need 4, obviously, to make that cage. Welcome in, everybody. Hi, Kim. Welcome in, sweetie. And then, again, make sure your jump ring is nicely closed, very flush, no gaps. So now we have our 4. How are you doing, hon? We have our 4 jump rings on. You grab it right here, nice and tight. Use your tool. If you can use your fingers, then go ahead, but I like to use this tool because it doesn't get in the way. And I just open it up like that and throw in another bead. And then I just close it. Hold on, need to decline this. I'm sorry, but I don't battle. Not right now anyway. No, thank you. Sorry, no. So again, see how they're sitting in the middle? They're not where they're supposed to be. Thank you, Silk. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you, thank you. So I take my round nose and I pull it. I put my finger up here so it doesn't slip out. And I do the same thing on the other side and I pull both sides and see how it just comes together that way. So if that happens, don't get frustrated. Just do what I just did by using your tool and pulling on it a little bit, and that will sit where it needs to sit. Thank you, Silk. I appreciate that. All right, so now we just close up our jump ring, and then we add one more. And it's very easy, and it's actually very fast once you get going. I'm going kind of slow just because I'm talking and kind of giving directions, but if you're on your own, it's pretty easy to do and pretty fast. Once you get the hang of it. Oh my goodness, no thank you. And then the opposite direction. And there we are, like that. One more. There we go, like that. Take my round nose, I put the top, that's at the bottom, and then just, I do this. Open sesame. Thank you, honeybee teas. Put in my bead and see how that sat nicely. I didn't even have to move. That was perfect. I didn't have to move anything. It's just where it needs to be. And then we just close that. Nice and flush, no gaps. And like that. So we got 2 on. Now we're going to do another 2 the opposite direction. Like that. Anybody have any questions, please feel free to ask. Nice and close. Let me close it just a tad bit. I see a tiny gap. So I open it again and I pull it towards the right and then I go back, and that little click is what you should hear because you know that you're going to get a tight seal. Let me see. It's a tiny bit off. There we go. Okay. Now we add 1 more. Welcome in, Monique. There we go. Nice and tight. Grab it from the bottom. Like this. Nice and... What size jump ring and bead? I'm using a size 10 mm jump ring and an 8 mm rondelle. Add my bead. Again, I can tell that the bead is not sitting the way it should. It's sitting at, let me show you. The rondelle is like up instead of sitting down flat. Can you see that? It's up. So I need to take that bead off again, out again, and put it in so it sits down nicely like this. Oh, I can even just move it with my finger like I just did. Now I can close it. There we go. Now it will close. See? Because the rondelle needs to be sitting down instead of like, the rondelle needs to be sitting like this instead of sitting like this, the long way. So make sure your rondelle, if you're using a rondelle, make sure it's sitting flat that way. Okay. Now you add your, thank you for connecting with me, Susie. And then we just close it up. Make sure it's a tight seal, that there's no gaps between there. Thank you, Caroline. Or Carolyn, which one is it? The first way I pronounced it or the second way? Is it Carolyn or Caroline? I want to make sure I'm pronouncing it right. And there's 2. Okay, we just captured another bead. See how cute that looks already? A little bit ways to go. The second, Carol, okay, Caroline. Gotcha, thank you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Okay. And let's see, it's not exactly where I want it. There we go, just a little bit. There, perfect. You want a tight, when you close it up, that's closed up. There's no gap, that you can't see through it. Again, another one. We just Close that up. We add one, well, we got our 4. So we need 4 to this direction, to that direction to make a cage. So now grab it from the bottom here. I spread that one on the top, down, and then I just use my tool to open up, add my rondelle. I grab it where I try it for it to sit the way it should sit, flat instead of up. And then since it didn't sit, the ring didn't sit where it's supposed to, this one's good up here. This ring should be on top of this bottom right ring. So just take your tool, make sure your finger's at the top so it doesn't slip out. Take your tool and just pull. See how I pulled it? Now it's out of the way. I do the same thing over here. Now I'm able to close it. Okay? Okay. So they get stuck together sometimes, so. Then you close up that jump ring. Make sure it's aligned nicely. There it is. And now we just captured another bead. Okay. Add another jump ring. Close that up. If y'all can help me just do this to the screen a little bit so we can get this up a little bit here so our friends can find us, that really helps my page. I would greatly appreciate you all if we all just take a few, just some, give me some of these, give me some, I want to see some floating hearts. Thank you guys. That just helps me get out there, guys. That's all it does. That's all it does. Thank you guys. Okay. So now we have our 4 jump rings. 2 this way. Grab it from right here. And then we're just going to move this one to the top. That one's there at the bottom where it needs to be. And then just open up a little bit there. Get your 8mm rondelle, if that's what you're using, and lay it in there. Again, it's not sitting exactly how I want it, so I'm just going to pull on both jump rings, and that should help. See, that will get closed perfectly the way it should. Run your jump ring through those, and we just captured another bead. Thank you. I really appreciate that, guys. Okay, we just captured another bead. Let me see where we're at size-wise. I'm gonna go a few more, and then we're gonna add a lobster clasp and a tail chain to make it adjustable. Okay, so just I think 2 more will be good, and we're gonna close that. Hi, my beautiful friend, how are you? I'm good. How are you doing? So, my daughter has finals today, tomorrow, and Friday. She gets out early today because of the finals, so I'll be staying on here until 12. If I can come on the evening for a little bit, I will, just to, not necessarily to teach anything. Maybe we can all do like a, craft together, if I can. Tomorrow I have a doctor's appointment at 9 o'clock. Once again, ask me how many beads are an average bracelet. That just depends, honey, on the size that you're making for the size of the wrist. So it really depends. Right now I'm making it for my size wrist. I'm a 6.5. And I'm going to stop at 6.5 where it's actually 6.5 where not the bracelet size, but my wrist size. My wrist size is a 6.5. I'm going to stop there. I'm going to add one more cage, and then I'm going to add an extender. So it all really just depends on what size wrist you're making for. And I have a tiny wrist. Average bracelet is usually about 7.5. Average size bracelet. And again, I was saying tomorrow I am not going to come on because I have a doctor's appointment at 9 o'clock. And I do have to take tons of pictures to post on the page and on my other page, my other book face, and on here. That way, if you see anything you like, you can claim it that way. So I'm going to be taking pictures for a couple of hours and then having to go pick up my daughter because she is getting out early these next 3 days because of finals. Are you using iPhone? If so, you can turn off the macro so that it won't be blurry for us. No, it's not an iPhone. I'm so sorry. Can I see the dragon on your bracelet? Yes. We made these the other day. And I made one in silver. And we made this one. I was showing you how to use the clasp that I sell. So I sell these. I have another shipment coming in of these. And this is not my bracelet. This is Grey Rose made this bracelet. I bought this from Grey Rose. What size jump ring versus the bead? For example, this is 10 mm. And the bead is a rondelle. An 8 mm rondelle. I tried it with the disco because I grabbed a disco by accident. And look, I'm going to grab an 8 mm disco and it's not going to fit. And it could be just because of my gauge that I'm using. If it's a thinner gauge, it might actually work. But this is, I feel it and see it that it's a bigger gauge. What's the gauge? I don't know because it doesn't say on the packet. So this is an 8 mm. You're so welcome. This is an 8 mm. Welcome in, Jennifer. This is an 8 mm faceted. And see, it's not going to work. It's going to be, it won't let me close at the top. Even when I move these out of the way, up here and up here, it won't close. See? It just won't close. And this is an 8 mm disco. But the 8 mm rondelle, because of the shape of it, does fit. Okay. Add one more, and then I'm going to close it up. Oh, darn it. This is where I should have opened up my little smaller jump ring. You're welcome. So play with the beads that you have and the size gauge on your 10 mm's that you might have, because I have two different sizes. One's thinner than the other. Okay, so now I'm going to close it, but this is not sitting where it should. See how they're inside instead of sitting on top? So just take your tool and you pull on both. Now you take your jump ring, the smaller jump ring, and you just run that through. Maybe it's not open enough. Let me open it up a little bit more. It's not going through. I have your ring for the fire bead done. I just need to make sure. For the ring is 7. Yes, thank you, honey. The ring is 7. So the one that didn't fit was round. Correct. The one that didn't fit was round. Still 8 mm, but round. But this is a again, this is a rondelle. And it's still an 8 mm and it fits fine, but it's because of the shape. So if you have this particular size jump ring, if the 8 mm round doesn't fit, then a 7 will. This is a 7 size bead and it fits. And it's the same size and gauge as this one. And this is a 7. I know, I keep forgetting. I'm just so into this. I'll do that right now. Let me just close this last jump ring in. Thank you for the reminder. Melissa usually reminds me. She's busy this morning. Thank you for the follow, Mari. So now we just close that last one. Let me reset. Let me take a sip of my coffee. Oh, you might want... Okay, I already read that one. So yes, you're right, honey. I wanted a 7 for the ring. 7.5 for the thumb, though. And I hope that's right. And if it's not, it's okay. I'll put it on somewhere else, and then I'll order a different one. Then I'll know what your sizes are a little bit better. But I'm so excited. I can't wait. Okay, let me reset. Oh my gosh, do you guys hear my stomach growling? I'm not hungry. I got like this phone picks up every little tiny... And my stomach is growling. How embarrassing. It's making noises. Confirm. Confirm. Okay, now let me get a tail chain. I hope I have them here next to me somewhere. Where are my containers? Oh, come back over here. Thank you for the follow, Candle. Okay. Let's see if I have them in here. I hope. These look really cool on the bracelets too, the snakes. Okay, let me look for... That's not in this one. Okay, let's see over here. Not in this one. Where is my other container like this? It should have it. Oh, down here, of course. Okay, let's see if this one has it. Ah! Where are my tail chains? It's going to be a different container. I don't want to have to look through every single darn container. So I have some ready-made tail chains that I could just add for the extender. If not, I'll make my own right now with my the roll of chain that I had. But that one was perfect because it had the clasp on it already. It has a little thing hanging at the bottom. But where in the world is it going to be? I have no idea right now. It's probably in this bag. Where can I see what you have for sale? I have sales every other day, like live claim sales every other day. But again, I do have a doctor's appointment tomorrow, and I have a lot of pictures that I need to take. So I'll have a sale. I'll come on a couple of hours the next day. That's why I'm taking pictures, so that I can also post them on my page and on my Bookface group. So just follow me and then send me a request, and I'll send you the link to my Bookface or how to find me on Bookface, and you can also claim there. So I'm going to take the time and do that tomorrow, since I do have an appointment, and then I'll have a couple of hours gap before I have to pick up my daughter, because she does have finals. So I'll take the time. If I don't do anything tomorrow for sale, well, I'm definitely not going to do anything tomorrow for sales. It will probably be on Friday, and only for a couple of hours. 3 hours at the most, because I have to leave by 12. Okay, I can't find it, and I'm not going to go crazy looking for it, but I'm going to go ahead and just add a piece of this chain here. But I do have some... Man, it's hard sometimes to tell me about it. I'll just cut a little piece from my row here. Okay, let's see. Where's my box of tools? Well, I'll just use this one. So good to hear. Did I miss any other comments? I hate that you missed my funny... Oh, wait. What'd you say? Yes, ma'am. Doing pretty good. Let me see. Let me scroll back. We have snow. Oh, cool. Jennifer Lawson, I'm doing good. Hope you missed. You find it when you least expect it. Yes, like my toolbox. I found it. Well, my daughter found it, not me. But it was right there. If it was a snake, it would have bit me. Where can I see? What did I miss? Hello, my friend. What funny comment did you say? Let me see. What did I miss? Yes, I thought you had a new pet or something. Oh my god. Is it that loud? Oh my god, I'm embarrassed. Is it that loud? This darn phone picks up the slightest. I'll message you later, girl. Okay, honey. Anything else I missed while I was looking? I haven't closed the fire. Oh, okay. Awesome. Yeah, which was the thumb? Ooh, it was that one that was like a, are you still here, honey? It was the one that was like a square. And it had like 4 beads in the middle. Oh, I love that one. I think it was black and gold, the one you had. If you're still here, honey. Okay, let's open this little. I'm sorry, I missed a bunch of comments while I was looking for that those tail chains. Thank you, Leisha. Oh my gosh, thank you. Okay, so now we're gonna open. Add this. And then add a little tail. Oh, I didn't know that was a thumb. Wasn't it? I think that was, or was that one for the garnet? Gosh darn it. No, I forgot, love. Thumb. Oh, wait a minute. Are you talking about the one you were making me for the thumb that I'm buying, or the one that you were gifting? Now you can add a little charm here at the bottom. And I do have tiny little charms. Let me see if I can find something small. Oh my goodness, I'm telling you, here, look at where they are. I'm telling you, if it was a snake, it would have bit me. No, just interrupt. I don't mind, honey. We'll talk later then, but I don't mind at all. It was right there the whole time. I tell you guys. Let's just talk after. Okay, no problem. No problemo. But I think you wrote it down. I think you had it right because you read it to me. So I'm just might not be remembering which one was what was for what. But I know I love that square design. Here I am. It was on the first container that I went through. I'm blind as a bat. Okay, so we got those closures. Now we just add our closure. All right. That's tiny. It's tiny, but it's thick. I like that. It's thick. Here's the opening. So tiny that I can't even see where the open. There it is. Nice. I like that. That's such a fun, right? I wish I wasn't. I'm going to do another one actually. So it's okay. I'm going to do another one. And we'll start from the beginning. There we go. And then we just add our tail. Did I miss any comments? I'm sorry if I did, guys. I was just looking for this. Girl, I need some of your nails. Do you still sell the nails? You need some of your nails, or I need to go get my nails done because they're a mess. There we go. Got a little tail chain. It has a little heart at the, or no, some have hearts. This is just a small little disc, but you can change that out if you want to do something, hang a little dangle there. And there is your captured chainmail bracelet. Did it fall? It fell. I didn't close it correctly. Oh, this is open a little bit. This one was open a little bit. Let's do that again. There we go. There. Thank you. I appreciate that, Shelly. There you go. Aren't they pretty, Jennifer? Okay, so let's do another one. Do you guys want to do the keychain first